right, Evan Ginsberg back with Legends TV, and my co-host Steve Ludwig.
How are you, Evan? I mean, these guys are all slouching on the couch here. Our guests are slouchers.
That's right.
In more ways than one.
Dory DeQuattro and his Merry Men New York City Swing. Introduce the guys, Dory.
Okay, this is Phil Butler, our bass player.
All right.
Fantastic bass player from New Jersey.
All right.
We have
New Jersey boy.
the most incredible sax player in the world, originally from Denver. It's Max Swigert over here.
All right, all right.
We also got Kenny Levinsky, a wonderful keyboard player, and Tim Curtin on guitar.
And they both fled in terror just now. Yeah.
They come up with some excuse to leave the couch.
They're going to save it for the stage, I
That's
guess.
right. We're going to do a 30 or so minute live set at the end of the show. And you always kill. And I'm going to say this, and this is not ass kissing. Out of the thousands and thousands of musicians I know, you played my wedding.
That's very true.
That's very true.
And,
Don't blame Dory.
Yeah.
Well, you're married like the rest of us.
and we had a ball.
That's right. That's
New York
right.
City, do you remember that?
That's right. And Dory, tell us about New York City Swing. You play corporate functions and high-end weddings and club gigs and the whole gamut. Tell us about the band.
Well, we love playing. This one very interesting thing about the band is that we love playing together, and everyone cares about their instruments. And so when we play together, it's like we can't wait to play.
You're
Play
clutching
guitar.
that trumpet like a kid with his teddy bear.
Loves
I
it.
love it.
Yeah, well, I used to be a blanket, but it looks better.
That's right. That's right. It's like the Oscar. It's kind of, there you go. There you go. So tell us about some highlights. Tell us about some of the best gigs you've done.
Well, we got to do a lot of TV shows.
Okay, like?
Recently, we did The Leftovers on HBO.
Oh, okay.
The Blacklist, 666 Park Avenue. We got a movie coming out with Jennifer Aniston, Owen Wilson, called She's Funny That Way.
Mm.
It should be coming out later in the summer.
And
So
what
that
was
a
it
lot
like
of fun.
working with them?
It was a lot of fun, but the stars don't care about the band.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't meet them.
Really?
Really.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
We met a few people,
Stinks.
but not them.
Oh, the
We
one,
met
the
Richard
one,
Lewis.
Richard
right?
Lewis is very friendly.
Richard Lewis is like the funniest guy in the world. I've been a fan of his forever.
Hey, he seems like a down-to-earth guy.
Yeah, he came over, said hello.
Yeah, good.
He was happy
That's
to talk
good
to
hear.
us. And Will Forte was very friendly.
Oh, yeah, from SNL, right?
Yeah, he did a show on The Last Man on Earth. He just did
Yeah.
that. He was very friendly to the band, but the rest of them weren't that friendly. Peter
Okay.
Bogdanovich was very friendly, the director.
All right. All
Yeah.
right.
He said some good things.
And who are some of your trumpet influences?
Louis Armstrong,
I've heard of him.
Clifford Brown.
Yeah. Louis Armstrong was the first man on the moon, right? No, kids do that. Yeah,
First
that's
workout
right.
below Dolly, I think. when
That's
he
right.
stepped on the moon.
Well, he was essentially the guy who invented everything about. He invented modern jazz playing and singing.
Okay, I have one gripe about Louis Armstrong,
What is
not
that?
to kill the mood. Louis Armstrong referred to bebop as, quote, Chinese music. He was very down on bebop.
Yes.
What was your take on that?
My take was they caught Louis on a bad day.
Okay, okay. Because they said he was actually friends with Miles, so,
And he was very close with Dizzy.
okay.
And, you know,
Well, let me take that one step further. Some of the bebop guys thought the avant-garde guys were like too out there.
they sure did.
Like I grew up on Sun Ra, Art Ensemble of Chicago, Cecil Taylor. I love these guys. Don Pullen. You ever see Don Pullen?
I don't know.
He used to play the piano till his hands bled. Very much like Cecil Taylor. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I love the avant-garde guys. Tremendous.
I have a young nephew, 17. His name is Adam Tuck. He's going to New England Conservative next year. And Sun Ra is one of his favorites.
Some of the best nights of my life were seeing Sun Ra. And I'm going to see George Clinton in 2 weeks. I like these way out guys. George Clinton's out there
My
also.
nephew would love to talk to you about Sun Ra.
Yeah, tell him to come do the show.
Oh, you should have him do this.
Anybody that loves Sun Ra is okay with me. Sun Ra was doing music videos in the 50s. This guy was so ahead of his time. They only like caught up. He only caught up with like the rest of the world like in the 70s. Like they said, you know, this guy's all right because he could do anything. He could do. He played with Fletcher Henderson. I mean, that's how far back Sun Ra went.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
That was a great guy, Fletcher
Oh,
Henderson.
yeah. So what about you guys? Who are some of your musical influences?
I started playing electric bass first before, so I mean, all the, of course, the Beatles and.
Steve does a Beatles radio show.
Is that right?
Entire show.
I'll have to tune in.
Studios,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. And then, just jazz in general. Ron Carter, Ray Brown,
Oh yeah.
guys like that, sure.
Yeah. You know Bob Cunningham, the bass player?
I don't know.
Yeah, not as well known, but tremendous bass player.
Where's he from?
He's a New Yorker.
Okay.
Yeah. And some of your favorites, influences?
Well, of
Gotta
course,
say
Bird.
me.
You, of course, Bird, John Coltrane. Of course, we just lost Arnett.
Yeah.
All those guys, Cannonball. That's everybody I can listen to. Just,
Sonny Rollins, of course.
Sonny Rollins, naturally.
Yeah.
And those, all the Duke, even the Texas tenor players, all those guys coming up, and the big blues guys too.
Mhm.
Anything, just get that sound out, get that movement going.
I once saw Jay McNeely. He was in the club, Tramps, the old Tramps down on
Sure.
23rd, I believe. So he was in Tramps. He walked into the street, out of the club, onto the street, into another restaurant where they had no idea who he was. He starts playing in the other restaurant, comes back, and all the fans are following him in and out of the clubs. It was wild. Jay McNeely, what a showman. Yeah, you don't get a lot of guys like that
I
anymore.
love
would
Days
love
Red,
to
yeah.
see Jay McNeely.
Yeah, it was incredible.
The honking tenor guys. He was,
And Joe Houston. Remember Joe Houston?
Joe Houston was
Yeah,
another
yeah,
one.
yeah,
You got-
yeah.
You got to see him too?
Yeah. I'm 103 years old, Dory. I've seen everybody.
Well, when those guys were still around, probably in
I saw them when they were older.
70s and even
Yeah.
early 80s, I didn't have an appreciation for that. I was more straight bop guy back
Yeah.
then. Now I've gone back to those guys and like to Louis and the roots of the jazz.
I always like showmen, you know.
Well, the honking tenor guys were amazing.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Jay McNeely would do crazy stuff.
Yeah, he'd play on his back.
He'd
and-
play
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
Well, that's why when I sometimes do that.
yeah.
I'm not going to do it today, but sometimes I'll go crazy,
Yeah.
you know, and I'll jump on tables and I'll slide across the dance floor playing the two trumpets.
I've seen you play two trumpets at the same time. The only person I've ever seen do that was Rahsaan Roland Kirk. Two saxophones.
You know,
Yeah. Three.
I
Three.
decided-
Wow.
I decided we're going to be a little purer today, and I was going to leave some of that crazy stuff out. But now that we're talking about it, like, I'll have to come back.
Make
and do
yourself
it.
at home. This is your lab, your workshop. Do whatever you like.
He used to play three. He did play three.
Wow.
I've seen him.
Wow.
It sounded pretty awful.
Yeah.
I've had three horns going.
But still impressive.
Yeah, look good. You look good on camera.
There you go. So later in the show, you're going to do a 30-minute set, which we're really excited about. Usually we don't give the musicians quite that amount of time, but I know how great you guys are.
Oh, thank you.
So
And they also threatened you before. so-
that's right. And it was that cash payoff before the show.
It all works.
No, I'm kidding. Dory and I are good friends. We go back a long time. And like I said, played my wedding. And, you know, what can I say? New York City Swing. Plug the website and any upcoming gigs, anything you'd like to plug?
Let's see. Go on the website and you're going to find out the things that are happening. We got a big band job, 20-piece big band this Friday night. So go on the website, you'll see that. We got concerts all over the place. The main thing we do is weddings. So if you go on the website, you're going to see our wedding thing. Tonight's the jazz thing. But it's going to be the wedding.
And you're going to play some originals tonight.
Mostly originals.
Great,
We might
great.
do some other stuff. NYCSwing.biz
Okay.
for the website.
And since you mentioned big bands, who are some of the big bands that influenced you?
Well, at first, I loved people like Maynard Ferguson.
Oh, yeah.
So Maynard and Buddy
He was a
Rich
showman.
and Buddy Rich.
Yeah.
Maynard was incredible. Buddy was incredible. Now I'm getting back to some of the older ones. So Fletcher Henderson,
Yeah.
Jimmy Lunsford, some of those roots big bands, and you know, there's something about the bebop guys that really gets the mind going with the intricacy. It's just incredible. But the old swing guys, the feel, the feel of the music just gets me going. So
I was at Buddy Rich's memorial. What a tremendous showman he was. What a showman. And
nobody could do what he could do on the drums. Nobody.
Max Roach.
No, Max Roach
Yeah.
is different.
Yeah, different.
As far as I'm concerned, equally good, but different.
I once saw Max Roach do a 50-minute solo drum concert. Solo.
And
I mean, that's how tremendous Max
and he's
Roach
the only one
was.
that could do it. Max was more musical than Buddy. But Buddy was more
Incredible
technical.
showman.
Yes, the technique of Buddy was just unsurpassable. But Max had a beautiful feel of music.
I once saw Art Blakey and people were dancing in the aisles. Art Blakey was tremendous.
Art Blakey had a pulse.
Yeah.
No one had that left foot on the hi-hat like Art did going.
You know who I love? Philly Joe Jones. Remember him?
Philly Jones was great too. But the reason
99% of our audience just went, "Who's that?" But Philly Joe
90%
Jones was
of
incredible. Yeah.
25%. Yeah.
those, if you got the three or four best guys right there.
So what about some big bands that influenced you guys?
I like the Kenton stuff. Stan Kenton with all the orchestrations and the
Yeah.
French horns and the.
Stan Kenton was great.
Yeah, yeah.
We had a guy on the show a few weeks ago that played with Ellington. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, Ellington. Yeah, you know, Ellington, Basie. How great was
Sure,
Basie?
yeah.
Basie.
I forget.
Okay.
We do a show every week.
Remember his name?
Evan, you're the host.
Steve,
remember.
Steve, give us the name, will you?
We work well together.
We do so many. We've done 150 shows, but he was a member of another ensemble.
I didn't co-host that show, Dory.
Yeah.
See the way it just
Wait,
got out.
wait,
That's right.
Was
Blame
he,
it on Evan.
was he a
Well,
younger guy or an older guy?
older guy, of course.
So he was there in the glory days then.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
So I saw
I'm
Basie.
going
I saw
back to the
Basie back in the
archives.
day. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Basie did that. Dun, dun, dun. Right at the-
You saw
band.
we count himself?
Oh yeah, sure. I want to thank, and you know my mom. I want to thank my parents. When I was a kid, they took me to see Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, Mel Torme, Count Basie, the Spinners, Nancy Wilson. I mean, my parents had great ears. And Steve is a former educator. He worked in the school system for 38 years, and we always have the same discussion. We need more music in the schools. You need more art. You need more gym. It can't just be, you know, reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Extracurricular is so important.
Yeah.
You know, the arts. There's just not enough focus on that anymore. It's all testing. It's
Exactly.
You know, most people don't take tests well. They need that outlet, that art and music and.
As musicians, what do you think about music in the schools? You have like one teacher, she's 107, and you know, how about more music in the schools?
One thing for sure, music is very important for the schools. All artistic things for the kids. Because, just like you said, testing isn't for some kids, mathematics isn't for some kids. They need things that will stimulate them, and it would be a great thing if they had more.
Absolutely.
All art, anything that's artistic, anything that's dance, music, and it would probably be great for the majority of the kids.
Did you guys do music when you were in school? Were you in like in the band or things like that?
Sure.
I was not, no.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth grade, that's when I started saxophone, and then the rest is, you know, disaster.
No,
Yeah.
the rest is definitely history. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's important.
You know what else I love? Clifford Jordan. Tremendous saxophone
Yeah.
player. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Max, how can they get hold of your CD, which is pretty incredible?
Through cdbaby.com as well, or what is my website is, what is my website? Well, through your website, we'll probably put a link on that one.
Okay.
Okay.
NYCSwing.biz.
There you go.
Did I say that before?
You did.
Huh?
say it enough.
NYCSwing.biz? Okay.
And
Say that enough.
anything else you guys like to plug? Feel free.
Nothing comes to mind. Friday?
Any upcoming gigs?
He's trying, you mentioned one.
Well, we're pretty excited about my wife's new art project.
Okay.
It's called Jazz in the City. Here's one of her examples.
Wow. You're a walking billboard advertisement for your wife's work.
Yeah, she just got on the
That's
cover
excellent.
of,
There you go.
of an arts magazine and inside the magazine, so we were happy about that. So again, if you want to know more about Michelle and her artwork, NYCSwing.biz. And it is extraordinary the stuff she's coming up with.
Okay. This question is coming totally from left field because I know your wife a
I
long
like
time
left
also. How long have you guys been together?
We've been married now for 28 years.
28 years.
Yes.
Steve's been married like 78 years.
I've been happily married 17 years. Married for 35. Happily no, happily for 35.
So I'm going to ask
years.
both you guys, because I'm only married 5 years, what's the secret? You guys, been together such a long time and obviously still happy. And I'm going to throw this out to both of you.
Go ahead, Dory.
Secret number one, pick the right person.
That would pretty much, that's good advice, okay.
Secret number 2 for us. No kids that work for us.
Well, Steve also, me also.
No kids.
Okay.
Secret number 3 is to be involved artistically together and creatively.
Right.
And we meditate together, and she supports me with the music, I support her with the art, and to not accept anything but greatness.
There you go.
And if it's not there, you make it, and you find a way to make it. That's what we do.
Wow. There you go. And Steve?
Well,
Marriage tips from Steve.
Oh, boy.
There you go.
All right, well, I started with a full head of hair when I said I do.
Right.
No. So I'll tell you where it got. No, after 35 years, you learn to pick your battles. Like, there's the old saying, don't sweat the small stuff, because there's so much more important things like health and things like that. And when I was, before, when you're single, you have a fight with your girlfriend over any little thing. It's just not worth it to fight, Dory. I don't know if you feel the same way, but it's, if it's something very serious, you discuss it, but you just don't let the little stuff come between you. It's not worth it.
There you go. My wife speaks like 7 words of English, so we can't fight, so it's perfect. In fact, when we got married and they did the spiel,
Well, so do you, Evan.
Yeah. Do you take this
Very
man?
good ones, though.
You take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband in sickness and in health. She looks at me and she goes, "What'd he say?" I couldn't make this up. Anyway, so we're looking forward to hearing you guys later. A full set New York City Swing led by Dory DeQuattro. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And Steve, plug your radio shows, plug your book.
Thanks. My website is planetludwig.com, and you can hear the archives of Steve Ludwig's classic pop culture and the Beatles Hour with Steve Ludwig. They're all on. Just go to planetludwig.com. All the information will be on there, and the information about my book. And Evan, tell us about your book, because that's a fantastic book.
Thank you. Apartment 4B, like in Brooklyn, about the turbulent East Flatbush of the 60s and 70s. A lot of pop culture in there as well.
Read that book.
Oh, thank you.
I loved it.
Thank you. Bruce Lee, Clint Eastwood, spaghetti westerns, Hammer horror. Christopher Lee just passed. Steve's a big horror guy. Anyway, folks, when we come back, we have actress, producer, writer, dancer, Mara Lee Gilbert. Don't you dare go anywhere. All right.
Come on, baby, Stretching under sedation, or manipulation under anesthesia, is a very gentle, very precise procedure to very slowly release any scar tissue that is formed as a result of a traumatic injury. Many people ask, how does this work? Will I get hurt? Will you stretch me too far? We only stretch the body part to its normal range of motion. After completing the post-MUA rehabilitation program, it's very common that our patients say to us, hey, I can play ball with my kid again. Hey, I can bowl again. Hey, I can enjoy hiking again. This is what makes it rewarding to us as practitioners.
After all the candles are blown out, after the last toast of the night, Cambridge paving stones with Armortech stand the test of time. Beautifully designed, built to last. Only Cambridge paving stones have Armortech, our unique process that produces a rich, distinctive color. Create your own memories with Cambridge paving stones. Visit CambridgePavers.com.
Cambridge paving stones with Armortech will always look like new. Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, GMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhouse TV. You are the man.
We are back with Legends TV, and we're joined by Mara Lee Gilbert. How are you today?
Good, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Me too.
Great to see you.
All right. And you have so many projects. You're a actress, producer, writer, dancer. Tell us what's been going on since the last time we've met.
Yeah, well, two projects are happening right now, somewhat simultaneously. I'm finishing one as I move into another. I wrote a film called What's Left, and that is going through post-production right now. And as we're doing that, I just found out I've been accepted to a theater festival.
Okay.
A brand new theater festival.
Congratulations.
Yeah, the New York New Works Theater Festival. I was about to say Theater Film Festival.
Right.
Be unusual.
But it is, I think this is the second year they're doing it, where they are pairing up new and upcoming talent writers with Broadway producers and Emmy Award winners to sort of find the new wave of talent for Broadway and television. So I'm very excited. I literally wrote that piece as soon as we wrapped What's Left, and that piece is called Passage. And so that festival begins August 17th.
And I saw you on stage, so I'd like to know, do you have a preference? Acting for the theater or acting for film? I know it's two very different mediums.
Very different. The last time we spoke, which I think was a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
For the radio,
yeah,
right.
I was doing mostly theater at that time. Then I really wanted to shift focus into film, so I actually did a lot of independent work in the past several years, and some of those films are coming out now, including my own. But when I heard about this festival, I thought I was just going to stick straight to film, and that would be where my focus was. But when I heard about this festival, and the panel that they have lined up, and the fact that it's both Broadway and television, I couldn't pass it up. So I had to submit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and they are very different. Film is, I would say, much more of an intimate experience for the actor, for themselves. It's being very intimate with your own self, because the camera's so close, the actor's so close. You're having this tiny moment that's right here in front of you. Stage, however, is its own. It's intimate in another way. It's sort of like letting your whole self explode out for, a whole live audience to see. I'm sure the musicians can understand. So intimacy in two different ways. I wanted to explore the close intimacy of film for a while, but it's always fun. I'm sure most film actors will say it's always fun to go back to the stage and let that energy expand out as far as it will go.
What do you find more difficult, stage performing or film? Or are equally okay with you?
I think they have their own challenges. I would say perhaps the more challenging one is the theater. Because,
I would imagine that to project even the most intimate moments, you have to project. I would imagine.
Once you walk on, that's it. You're going.
Oh, yeah, no
there's
take
no,
twos,
there's
right?
no. Can we do that again?
Right.
You walk in, and whatever happens in that moment, you have to deal with it in that moment.
That's live TV too, Mara. So please, the pressure's on.
Would you rather become a noted, celebrated stage actress, like let's say a Jane Alexander, or would you rather become a quote-unquote movie star in a franchise and make a fortune of money but not do something as substantial?
Good question.
That is
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nico's good question.
I wouldn't know how to answer that one.
Of course, I mean, the ideal, which is not your question, is to do the films and the movies and have all the money, but you're also doing the substantial work.
Right.
But as it often, or at least most artists will find, sometimes the work that really pulls at their heart doesn't have as much money involved. But the benefits of doing the stuff that really makes your heart open are always, you're always grateful you did those, far more than the ones that just gave you the paycheck.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it is show business. My favorite directors are Richard Linklater, who did Boyhood, and Before Sunrise, and all of those.
Yep.
Of course, Darren Aronofsky, who I worked with. George Romero, I love. John Carpenter. And a lot of these guys, it wasn't always about the money. Some of the films were successful. Some did not succeed, and but they were always regarded as artists and following their heart and doing what they really wanted to do, and I have nothing but respect for that.
Yeah.
Rather than let's do commercial pablum and like blow stuff up. I'm so tired of car chases and buildings, and it's like it's overkill.
Yeah, I was listening to an interview with John Russo, who co-wrote Night of the Living Dead with George Romero, and when they had no money, of course. And they were just starting out, and George Romero just banged the table and said, "We're making a movie.
Right.
I don't care if it bombs. I want to make a movie." And I
You
think
ever
that's
seen
the
Night
attitude you have
Riders?
to have.
Night Riders.
Yeah.
How great was that with Ed Harris?
Yeah.
Ed Harris is another actor who's done so much quality work. Sometimes you don't need to be a quote-unquote, pop star, movie star, and just do quality work.
Yeah, that's what reminds me of where we're at with my film, What's Left. My producing partner, John Brodsky, and I just said, we're doing a film. We don't care how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We had no money at the time. We luckily built up a budget for the film, but yeah, we were just like, okay, it's decided. We're doing
But
this.
that shows Mara's true love of film.
Yeah.
That you're willing to do something like that and take a risk.
Absolutely, absolutely. So why don't you tell us, set up these pictures from your projects that we're going to see now?
Okay, yes. The stills you have are just from the film. What's left? And this is I love offbeat stories about people in circumstances that keep them isolated, trying to come together. And both my works are sort of about that. But What's Left, the film, is specifically about a young woman. She's in prison for manslaughter. And that's my character.
Okay.
And the young man whose fiancée she murdered reaches out to her through the prison pen pal program. But he doesn't tell her who he is. And they actually form this sort of odd relationship. She suspects, though, that it might be him.
Right.
And they've been writing to each other for about 3 years. And the film opens with him picking her up from the prison. And they are both trying to move on from their pasts. Her having committed this crime, and him having lost the love of his life, and he's stuck in this place and time and hasn't been able to move forward with his life. And they come together at this moment where she's on the brink of moving forward and he's still stuck there, and to try to reconcile their pasts through each other.
Okay, so let's take a look at these stills from Mara's project. Here we go. So tell us a little about this picture.
This is towards the end. It's I'm giving the final monologue of what happened that night that I killed his fiancée. And it's after a violent encounter between the two of us, where both of our emotions have hit their peak. And this is sort of the come down after the climax of the film, where I'm explaining what went on.
Okay, and the next one?
And this one is us, the climax, so to speak.
Different kind of climax.
I'll say.
Our violent encounter in action. He's taken me back to his house, and I have fantasies of a great romance that's going to play out based on the letters we've been writing to each other. And he is in deep conflict about how he feels about me, and he's working that out.
Okay. All right. All right. Excellent.
I know I want to see this movie.
All right.
That's for sure.
All right. And we're going to see a clip of you dancing. So what's that from?
This little video was taken about 2 years ago. I wanted to just show another side of myself that wasn't just work, but me having fun, and I love to dance, and of course I use movement in all my performance as well, and I'm a trained dancer. But during the summertime, there's all these great salsa and hustle and swing events that happen around the city for free.
Like a Lincoln Center?
Yeah. The Midsummer Night's Swing.
Right.
But this event is a specific hustle dancing event on Monday nights. So I'm missing it to be here with you guys.
Oh, thank you.
We appreciate it.
But yeah, hustle and salsa are one of my loves in life.
All right.
So this is me dancing on one of the piers in the city, a little hustle dance.
All right, let's check it out, folks.
Sexy thing, you. I believe in miracles. Since you came along, you sexy thing. Where did you come from, baby? How did you know I needed you? I needed you so badly. How did you know I'd give my heart gladly? Yesterday, I was one of the lonely people. Now you're lying close to me, making love to me. I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing, you. I believe in miracles. Since you came along, everything I prayed for. Did you know every night and day for every day, needing love and satisfaction. Now you're lying next to me, giving it to me. I believe in miracles. What's wrong? You sexy thing, you. I believe in miracles. Since you came along, you sexy thing. Oh, kiss me, you sexy thing. Touch me, baby, you sexy thing. I love the way you touch me, darling. You sexy thing. Oh, sexy, you sexy thing. Yesterday, I was one of the lonely people. Now you're lying close to me, giving it to me. I believe in miracles.
All right,
Wow,
we are back.
excellent.
Beautiful. You know, in the old Hollywood, you would get a Gene Kelly or a Fred Astaire or a Ginger Rogers. They could act, they could sing, they could dance. You're like a throwback to that.
Yeah, it's
And you write and produce. Yeah.
I feel like in this day and age, you have to be also the producer of all your own work in this.
Very
realm.
impressive, seriously.
And you have to be social media savvy as well, I'm
Yes.
sure, right? We always say that, Evan, that, you know, that's such a big part
You
of
know, you
Very-
grow your followers and yeah.
Yeah, very impressive, very impressive. So please plug any websites, social media, any upcoming things you'd like to plug?
Yeah, my personal website is Mara Lee Gilbert, MARALEE, Gilbert.com. And we don't have a website yet for the film, but I'll be posting that on my website when it's available. And also the theater festival is NYNW Theater with an RE instead of
Because it's
R.
classier that way.
Yes.
That's right.
More British.
That's it.
NYNW Theater Festival.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. And we just want to wish you all the luck with all your projects.
Thank you.
And tremendously talented. And we met through Solomon Chertok.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
we
That's
did,
right.
yeah.
Who's a producer as well, and very interesting
Great
character.
guy. Solomon's a great guy.
Yes.
Yeah, very interesting, colorful. I
Yes.
like Solomon very much. So 6 degrees of Solomon Chertok. There you go. There you go. And ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to go all the way to the other side of the world, Australia, as we interview Joe Mandica, tremendous musician in his own right, and followed by a 30 or so minute set by New York City Swing. Don't you dare go anywhere.
I think this is a good time to tell you. You're doing okay, Mom. I can call you Mom, right? I know we haven't known each other very long, but you seem like a real keeper. You're not perfect. There was that strained carrots incident, but you're trying. You pick up my bottle every time I toss it out of my stroller. That's high comedy to an 8-month-old. You hum the Barber of Seville when you wash my hair. So cool. And your rub-downs are out of this world. Anyway, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. You know, right? How much I love you? You're doing okay, Mom.
From the associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg, comes Wrestling Then and Now.
What? I think you look better with the mask on!
Learn the super secret backstage moves of professional wrestlers.
You know, he knows all those moves and can do everything, right? But
Innovative ways of dealing with sexual harassment.
But I actually did make contact on his nuts, and it did hurt.
Ask yourself, what the hell is wrong with these people? Watch Saturday morning cartoons with Nikolai Volkov.
What are you doing here, Nikolai?
Yeah, save the child.
That's the best one too.
Amazing likeness there.
Good looker guy.
Hear the wisdom of killer Walter Kowalski.
Think you become, the feel you become, or just say you become. Never ever be derogatory about yourself. Feel down, take the upper stand. I am Superman. I am the greatest. I am perfect.
It's a time capsule of a film. Wrestling Then and Now. Streaming to your computer, to your phone, to your TV. Download now. From the associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg, comes Wrestling Then and Now.
You know what? I think you look better with the mask on!
Learn the super secret backstage moves of professional wrestlers.
You know, he knows all those moves and can do everything, right? But
Innovative ways of dealing with sexual harassment.
But I actually did make contact on his nuts, and it did hurt.
Ask yourself, what the hell is wrong with these people? Watch Saturday morning cartoons with Nikolai Volkov.
what are you doing here, Nikolai?
Yeah, save the child.
That's the best one too.
Amazing likeness there.
Good looker guy.
Hear the wisdom of killer Walter Kowalski.
Think you become, the feel you become, or just say you become. Never ever be derogatory about yourself. Feel down, take the upper stand. I am Superman. I am the greatest. I am perfect.
It's a time capsule of a film. Wrestling Then and Now. Streaming to your computer, to your phone, to your TV. Download now. From the associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg, comes Wrestling Then and Now.
Guys, ready for the show? Yeah. Enjoy.
think this is a good time to tell you. You're doing okay, Mom. I can call you Mom, right? I know we haven't known each other very long, but you seem like a real keeper. You're not perfect. There was that strained carrots incident, but you're trying. You pick up my bottle every time I toss it out of my stroller. That's high comedy to an 8-month-old. You hum the Barber of Seville when you wash my hair. So cool. And your rub-downs are out of this world. Anyway, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. You know, right? How much I love you? You're doing okay, Mom.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
We're back, everybody. We have Hookup live, Melbourne, Australia, the pop rock king of Australia, Joe Mandica. Joe, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
It's great. I can see you have beautiful backdrop there. I see Paul, John. We have the Secret CD, the Initiative CD. First of all, let me tell the audience, it's what, about 11 a.m. there tomorrow morning in Australia?
That's right.
As far as we're concerned. Yeah. Well, look, tell us about the two projects first that you have up there. What about the Secrets, that Secret CD I see?
Yeah, the Secret CD is the first original band I played with, you know, when I was around about 16, 17 years of age, up until about 22. And it was an original band we had. We were working, I guess it was my university degree, where I learnt the ropes. We played all the venues and recorded in some great studios, and I learned to write
Joe?
with Peter Richter.
I'm sorry to jump in. Joe, I'm sorry to jump in. Do you have the show on there? If you can, could you shut it off? Do you have our show on the computer there?
The show on?
Do you have our show on the computer?
Do you want me to turn it down a little bit?
Yes. No. Do you have it on?
No, I'm not logged onto the show. No.
Okay, fine.
Just the Skype.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. Okay,
That's
bye,
okay.
Joe. No. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. So continue with the secrets.
Oh, look, as I was saying, just the first band I was in, and the band that I learned to write songs and perform live for the first time in front of some big crowds, supporting some big acts in Australia, with Peter Richter. And that was back in the 80s, and pretty much, you know, a lot's happened since then. And we got together about 2 years ago and said, why don't we find all the old master recordings, some 8 tracks, some 4 tracks, some 16 track, dust them off, and see if we can put them all on a CD compilation, and find some old photos. And there was a few lineups. I was in a particular lineup in the middle part of the secret, so it was great fun, and it's out now, so it's nostalgic, I guess.
I have to say the CD is pure pop rock. It is. If you're a rock fan, everyone, you got to check out the secrets. It's really, what a great rock feel it has, Joe. How can we get the secrets, by the way?
Well, the secrets is available on my website, joemandica.com, or on CD Baby or iTunes, all the regular places. Just joemandica.com. Mandica Music is for for a physical copy. iTunes or Amazon or CD Baby, pretty popular sites. You can get that on as well. Yeah.
And tell us about now the initiative. The my goodness, one of the top CDs in all of Australia for over a year now.
Yes, we're still plugging that CD and still getting some good reaction from all over the world.
Yeah, all over the world.
It contains.
I said Australia.
It's big
all over the world.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 artists on there, 7 different genres, and it's taken us to many places. In fact, one of the places was that very studio where you're sitting now.
We were
when we last saw you in October.
It was a pleasure to have you, Grace, and Nino here at Madhouse Studios.
Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. But the CD still got a life. We're still trying to get some really commercial success, and I'm getting some fantabulous feedback from all over the place. Just got to get that little door open, and hopefully we're in. But it's still fresh. Yeah.
And we
it hasn't
get
dated. Happy to say.
It hasn't aged. I mean, it's aged beautifully, I should say. JoeMandica.com again, right? We can get that CD.
You can. JoeMandica.com and music. Yep.
And quickly, tell us about this project you're working on with Grace Marino. You had come back to the States, to the West Coast, to work on this with some pretty big shot musicians, besides yourself.
Yeah, that's right. While we were there visiting you in October, we met up with Preston Glass, the legendary music producer of Whitney Houston, Natalie Cole, also songwriter as well. And he showed interest in Grace Marino of our album. We returned back in January, February of this year to record 10 brand new songs I co-wrote and co-produced with Preston. And while we were there in Los Angeles at some fabulous studios, we met Ray Parker Jr., was one of the musicians we met. Also, several other great musicians, a guy that they refer to as the Wolfman from a movie called That Thing You Do, one of your favourites, I think, Steve.
A great movie. That Thing
He
You Do.
played bass and double bass on the album, so that was a great thrill as well. But yeah, that was fantastic. The album's in the can, as they say, and we're shopping it around, and we've got a few people that are keen to hopefully help us get that out there as well.
And we'll just keep checking back on JoeMandica.com to see when Grace's album comes out.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's Facebook as well. You know, you can jump on there, and I'm always putting up the latest information on what we're doing on Facebook too.
Joe, we have about 2 or 3 minutes to go. You, in about an hour or so, it will be noon, July 7th. And, of course, our mutual love of the Beatles goes on forever. It's Ringo's birthday right now in Australia. Can you briefly tell us, you have met Ringo Starr. Can you tell us, and there's look at the picture. Wow.
Can you see that?
That's perfect. That's perfect. Can you quickly tell us about that, Joe, how you met Ringo?
Yeah. Met Ringo in his last tour. He came to Melbourne, Australia with the All-Star Band, and he has an art exhibition, and basically we got to meet him backstage at that exhibition, and just for a couple of minutes, he was very bubbly, It reminded me of Ringo Out of Help, even though it was many years later. But he was friendly, and he laughed with us and joked with us, and it was probably a highlight, a couple of minutes of my life that I'll probably always cherish. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Joe, I would be so nervous when I was online. I know here I am, a grown man, 61 years old, and if I was online waiting to meet Ringo or any of the Beatles, I mean, how'd you keep cool? It may sound like a dumb question to some people, but Beatlemaniacs understand.
Very, very nervous. We were in the line. We were there were so many people in line. He was getting very hot apparently, and tired and hungry. And his manager was saying, "Oh, that's it. How many more people?" And we thought, "Oh no, we're going to miss out." So we were like one couple away from going through, and all of a sudden we were there, and we thought he's going to be grumpy and just sort of say hi and go away. But as soon as he saw us, he was smiling and bubbly, and put his arms around us and took a photo. And I was very nervous. I just didn't. Do I look at him? Do I not look at him? I didn't want to embarrass myself. But I had an Elvis Presley T-shirt, and he pointed to the T-shirt. He said, "Hey, the King." So that was the thing I remember. Yeah.
There's one thing about the Beatles, Joe, is they always do give props to their idols themselves. Like they never take credit. Like they say, we love Motown, we love like
always.
Elvis and things. Yeah. Well, Joe, it's been so great to touch base with you again. JoeMandica.com, MANDICA.com. And Joe, Janine, Tommy, Evan, and I send all our love to you guys back there in Australia. And we hope next time you're in the States, you'll come back on the show live.
We absolutely will. If you'll have us, we'd love to. I'd like to bring as many of the Initiative gang over as I can.
Oh, man, that would be great, Joe. We'll love to. Can't wait to talk to you again. And thanks so much for coming on, Joe.
Thank you, Steve.
Okay.
Thanks.
Take care. Love you, Joe. And we'll be right back after this message.
$1.3 million women are victims of physical assault by an intimate partner each year. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, the majority of cases aren't reported to the police. Most people who are in an abusive relationship don't even know they're in one. The truth is, all abusive relationships boil down to one thing: control.
How do you like it? My new dress.
Are you out of your mind? You look like a prostitute. We're not going out with you dressed up like that in public.
But what am I supposed to wear?
Wear something decent. You can't wear that out in public. We're going to be late. Get back in there and pick a different outfit. I'm going to go run some errands. I'll be back in 30 minutes. Please be ready, okay?
Fine, I'll change. Fine.
Abuse is not always physical, leaving wounds that are visible on the outside. Emotional abuse is just as painful, only these wounds are hidden on the inside.
Are you out of your mind? You're crazy. You look like a prostitute.
Know that abuse is abuse, no matter what the form.
Look at me.
Oh my God, what's wrong with me?
Physical abuse scars the body.
I just want him to love me.
But mental abuse scars the mind.
What you just saw was an example of a relationship that is emotionally abusive. Nobody has the right to tell you how to dress or how to act. If someone really cares for you, they won't tear you down. They will build you up.
How do you like it?
Wow. You look great. Fantastic. But then again, you look great all the time.
Thank you. I was hoping you'd like it. It's my new dress. I bought it just so we could go out tonight.
You look stunning.
Thank you. But I think I'm going to take a sweater just in case it gets cold tonight.
Great idea. I'm going to take one too. Let's go.
All relationships are not perfect, but a healthy relationship is when two people bring out the best in each other and have each other's good in mind. Take your time to know someone instead of rushing into something. It is better not to involve yourself with an abusive person than to try and get out of a domestic violence situation.
If someone is abusive to you and you need help, please call the Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-SAFE. They have highly trained experts available 24/7 who will speak with you confidentially and offer information regarding the unhealthy aspects of your relationship, resources, or immediate support for victims to find safety and live lives free of abuse. Domestic violence affects us all.
It affects us all.
Nos afecta a todos.
It affects us all.
모두에게 영향을 줍니다.
Che ci ricarte tutte.
It affects us all.
Domestic violence.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
alto sax, Kenny Levinsky on the keyboard, Tim Curtin on guitar, Phil Butler on the bass. I'm Dory DeQuattro in New York City Swing. Thank you.